Was it the right decision for Sir Keir Starmer to ban Jeremy Corbyn from standing for Labour in the next general election?
No, of course it wasn't. And I think you're finding there's been a bit of reaction as Labour Party members today. The one thing that when we founded the Labour Party, one of the key principles we founded it upon was that we're a democratic party. The party members decide our policies as well as select our representatives. The other principle is that we're a broad church representing a range of political views that come together on the progressive left. And what Keir's decision does, it flies in the face of both of those principles. So, yes, it has, unfortunately, it's divided the party. And the last thing you want in the run-up to a general election is divisions within your party.
Well, I mean, Sir Keir Starmer says he has to do this or it will cost Labour the general election. And when you talk about divisions, I mean, there haven't been huge numbers of people today saying that this was the wrong move.
If you look at what's happening when individual members of the party, you're not expecting MPs or others. I think a number of MPs are, but it's more about the rank and file of the party itself. The argument that somehow Jeremy is unpopular and therefore electoral liability and has to be removed. Well, you know, he got more votes than Ed Miliband when Ed Miliband stood in a general election. Are we removing Ed Miliband? What happens if Keir dips in the polls? Do we remove him? It's not the right way of going about things, to be honest. And actually, Jeremy does appeal to certain parts of our community, certainly young people, the BAME community, and I think he's an electoral asset if used in the right way. And to do this I find it unfair, and I actually do find it pretty brutal and not the way we should be doing things. I don't think it's the way we should treat one another in our party. And I do think it's alienating quite a large number of people. What we need to be doing now is the one asset that we have as against the Conservative Party is a large membership who work on the ground and get that vote out. And if we start alienating them and disillusioning them, we're undermining our own election machine, if you like, and undermining our ability to win the next election. That's not the way we go about it.
Well, you talk about people campaigning. Jeremy Corbyn could stand as an independent in Islington North. I mean, tonight it sounds like he is considering doing that. Will you be campaigning for him?
Jeremy will make that decision in due course. I'm working on the basis now that a large number of us will be campaigning in the Labour Party to reverse this decision, to enable, it's a matter of principle, really, whether Jeremy wants to stand for Islington North or not. The key issue is the members of the Labour Party in Islington North should have the right to choose their candidate. So in this coming period, quite a number of us will be campaigning to reverse this decision. If Jeremy does make that decision, well, that's a matter for him. But I'm hoping common sense will prevail.
Yeah, but John McDonnell, if that doesn't happen, if you don't get what you want to reverse this decision and Jeremy Corbyn does campaign as an independent, will you be out there campaigning for him?
Well, I'm a great believer in the powers of conversion, and I think we can reverse this decision, full stop. And at this stage, that's as far as anyone can go. In terms of what Jeremy's decisions are, again, I think he's like me, he's hoping that common sense will prevail and he'll be allowed to stand. The key issue is the members of the Labour Party in Islington North who suddenly get deprived of their democratic rights. That can't be right. And you saw tonight the Islington North Labour Party basically saying to Keir, you did promise when you stood for leader of the Labour Party that party members would decide their candidates. And he seems to have broken that promise. So they're reminding him of that and saying, look, give us back our democratic rights, and I support them.
Yeah. So are you saying that Sir Keir Starmer is a bit of a hypocrite in this case?
I'm saying he's made a bad decision and it's contrary to what he promised, and I think he needs to reconsider it. And I think the members of Islington North have made that very specific reference to the promise that he gave. So I think he needs to think again. And in some ways, you know, to maintain people's confidence in you, you need to stick with what you've said sometimes. There'll be sometimes circumstances change. We all understand that. But when it's such a clear commitment as this, that he wants to ensure the members are controlling our party, that democracy will prevail, that local parties select their candidates, I think that was very explicit and he should stick to it.